I'm Tracy Koga with something short and fun. This is a Hugh Soundbite. Well, it is so good to have a nice conversation with you, Linda. And I want to thank you so much for your segments on Hugh at Home. All of them just resonate so much. And I want to actually take this time to learn more about your business as a life and business coach and the difference between life and business, because pre-pandemic, oh my goodness, we were heading for a catastrophe because most of us could not separate our personal lives from our business lives.
Absolutely. And thank you for having me, Tracy. I really appreciate it. I've just thoroughly enjoyed everything to do with Hugh, Hugh Crew and Hugh at Home. It's just such a great community to be a part of during the pandemic. I've met amazing people through you, and I just feel so much more connected to our community and really inspired by the people in our community. So I wanted to talk today about business and life coaching, and I love this question because it's something that I've had to work through myself. What is the difference between business and life coaching? And really, there's not much, because business coaching is what I offer my clients. But when you're coaching somebody, you're coaching the whole person. So what happens when somebody comes to me with their business and they want coaching, what we do is we start with, talking about the business and the business goals. But what happens is you start to see where life is impacting the business and all of the mindset issues that go into running a business start to come up. So really, when you're doing business coaching, it's really, you're coaching the whole person. And I work with one client right now. She calls herself a mompreneur. So she's a business owner and she has young kids. And so, I'm helping her on her business, but at the same time, we're talking about boundaries. How do you set boundaries with kids? How do you ask for more help from your husband? How do you value your own wants and needs and your own need for rest and fun and pleasure? So what happens when you're starting about, coaching on the offer, and we do that as well. We coach about, different email funnels and how to connect online and all of those things. But at the same time, you're also coaching on mindset issues, and which is general life coaching. Things like, um, a lot of women who have businesses and are using the very wonderful free media presence on social media. There's just tremendous opportunities, but what happens is all sorts of things come up. I don't want to be seen on camera. I don't want to be the face of my business. Am I going to look fat on camera? Are people going to make fun of me? What will people think? Do I sound too full of myself? Like, all of these things come up, right? When you're talking about your business. And so when I think about business coaching, I do see it as coaching, the whole person. And one thing I like to remind clients of is, how you show up for one thing in your life is often how you show up for other things. So if you are in business and you are having trouble uh, keeping to your business plan, we look at other areas of life where you also might not be showing up for yourself. Maybe you make a commitment to yourself to do yoga times a week and then you brush that off. Or maybe you've decided, I'm, not going to eat after 7 o'clock, and every night after 7 o'clock the chips come out. It's how do you show up in each facet of your life also will indicate how you show up in your business. So it is a very holistic approach that I use.
Well, you must have a lot of patience, but I mean, you bring up things that are so similar, right? I mean, we've all gone through it, but especially now, Linda, and you yourself in this line of business, there's a lot of business coaches and life coaches out there. Uh, as a client, how how do you best pick, or how do you pick the best coach?
That is such a great question because there are a lot of coaches right now, which I think is amazing. I think this industry is just exploding right now. And it is, for me, it's an exciting opportunity, and I welcome the more the merrier. The more coaches there are out there, the more people are going to realize that it's a very normal thing to want to have a coach, to want to have a mentor in your life, or a person in your life who shows up just for you, holds space, is that kind of, it's not your family or your friends who have, their own agendas for you or their own history with you. This is a coach just shows up and it sees you in your full potential, your full possibility, and is cheerleading you on to get to those goals. And often is, holding belief for you when you don't believe it yourself. I think that's one of the biggest parts of a coach, is when you have that doubt and you are like going, yeah, I don't think I can make this work. Your coach is, on your side, is on your team, and is cheering you on. So how do you choose a coach that's right for you? You know, Honestly, it's just vibe. Like, honestly, it is really just that simple. It's who do you vibe with? Like, who do you want to spend time with? Who do you think would be really fun to spend an hour with each week? It's really that simple. There's no, there's no great, way of determining the best way. I hired a coach for myself, last year. I think it was in October. And it was a great reminder for me because she was wonderful, just an amazing coach. And I actually ended up hiring her to coach my daughter when my daughter was struggling with school and was just like spiraling down with the pandemic and the online world, and she was just lost. I hired the same coach that I used, and she was so good with my daughter. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, what a blessing. Just completely turned her attitude around and her outlook on life. And she did the same thing for me. She was just tremendously helpful. I hired her. I never once looked at her website. I don't even think she had a website at that point. I did her on. I didn't, um, other than we had met once through, another coach had set up a 1 hour consult.
Linda, oh, we've frozen.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back. Maybe just repeat.
I'll rewind.
Yeah, rewind. Just
Where
about
was it?
how you met your coach.
I'll talk about how I met my coach. So anyway, so Jen, and I do recommend her to a lot of people because she is so wonderful. And I had met her through another coach, and we just clicked, and it was something for me that was just, she can help me. And I think that is the criterion when you are hiring a coach, is you have that thought, she can help me, or he can help me, or they get me, or they're going to, they're the one who can really help me get to my goal. It's really that simple, and it's really, listening to your gut is what I would say. Trust your gut.
So, how did you get interested in becoming a coach?
You know, it's I started my business about 3 years ago as a writer and editor, and that's my background. I love writing. I love editing. I love anything to do with words. And at the time, there was a couple things going on. My mom was diagnosed with dementia, and she had always been a fantastic public speaker, amazing woman, amazing teacher. She was um, a lot of people used to say she was ahead of her time, and she really was. I remember years ago when I was a teenager, she'd be marching at Take Back the Night, and she was always a champion for LGBTQ rights. And and she was an amazing advocate. She spoke up for seniors, and she was really a very powerful person. And as she um, got further into dementia, she was losing her ability to speak and to write, which bothered her so much. It was so hard to see. But it inspired in me that a moment of like, it's now or never feeling in me. I need to use my voice. I need to support other women to use their voice. It was something um, very strong in me. And so I started to do more trainings and offer more group coaching, on public speaking, on using your voice, on, stepping into your power and stepping into your, even your ability to make wealth was
Mm-hmm.
important to me. And so I started to do more group coaching, and it was something that everything just clicked for me. The years of studying personal development, I was always fascinated by why people choose to make the decisions they do. I always was interested in personal growth, and everything started to come together. And so I decided to go, you know what? I'm just going for it. I'm going to, put out my service as a one-on-one coach. And, you know, from being in business, everything comes up for you when you go into business for yourself.
Oh
All your
yeah.
self-doubts, all your worries, all of your imposter syndrome, and who do I think I am? And, this isn't going to ever work. All of those things start to come up for you. And I was inspired by those feelings in myself, because I thought, if I've got them, I know all the other women who I'm meeting in business, because I was meeting a lot at the time, have those same doubts and those same fears. And that has held us back for too long. And I really became so passionate about helping people to get beyond those fears, to stop letting those self-critical voices
Mm-hmm.
that just we wake up with, and are hammering at us all day long. I just i was tired of it in my own brain, and I knew that I could help other women get beyond that and really be able to put their dreams and their passions out into the world, because I truly believe that our world will be a stronger, better place if more women follow their dreams and their business goals. And I just see this beautiful um, expansion, me being able to help the clients that I do help. And I mean, I have a social media following who also are served by my words. I just see so many of the business owners are service based, and they have great hearts, and they want to empower other people. So it's just this beautiful opening up. So it's yeah, it really is my passion, and I'm thrilled to be able to work i- in my passion every day.
Oh, I know, right? It's not work. It's definitely not work for
Nope.
you. No. And then it's a beautiful story, and it's I think at such an important time for women, for people of color, for all of those that don't have a voice to get the courage and get the coaching to have that voice and that confidence. And I really want to thank you because, the little chats that we have, or, when you join us on the Hue Virtual Chat, it's always inspiring. And you really do have a gift. And we just want to get the word out. She's open for business.
I'm open for business, and I am delighted to take on new clients. And I just wanted to say that when we speak of women of color and people who have had such a struggle in our society, Indigenous people. Black-owned people who have, their stories are so important, and they are often the ones that struggle the hardest to get their stories out there. So I'm so appreciative of your channel, of your mission, which is to get stories from all sorts of people out there, to empower each other. I think that's it's so aligned with what I do. And, I'm just thrilled to be a part of this community.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Linda. And we'll see you tomorrow on the Hue Virtual Chat, or we'll have your next new segment on Hue at Home.
I will be there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.